Hi. I feel like I'm doing an application for a job interview or something. Why I'm holding this like, hi, this is me.
The life of Emmett. The life of Emmett. The life of Emmett.
No, we've been down this road before, okay? But it's time. First of all, if you don't know who I am, which obviously you do, because you wouldn't be here if you didn't. Well, I say that, but also there's probably lots of new people watching this video that, don't know who I am. Hi, I'm Emmett, on this lovely channel here. As you may know, I'm transgender. I'm just gonna skip over the basic parts that, that I've already talked about a million times. So 2 Augusts ago, okay, we'll do this. I started testosterone. Okay, so a year later, on August 12th, I believe, marked 1 year of me being on testosterone. 2 days later, I then had top surgery. So, about 6 months in on top surgery, if you want to see it, this is what it looks like. Ignore these. These here could have been suctioned, but that was like an extra 4,000 that I do not have. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just work it off. You know what I mean? They're not harming anything. They're not boobs. They're just there. You know what I mean? So Monday. So it was like 4 days ago. I had an appointment. So I went to my doctor. I got my blood pressure and everything, all that done. Everything was good. And then I asked her. She asked me how everything was doing, because like with like testosterone and everything like that. And I told her everything's good, because everything is great. Love it. So, and then she asked if I had if there's anything on my mind and everything, and I asked her when can I look into getting bottom surgery. So that's what we're doing here today. Now, we've been through this process before. With my, with top surgery. So obviously I'm just going to tell you what I know in the moment. And obviously I'm probably not going to see you guys until I have some news, with it. I'm just letting y'all know it's happening. So, and I will say this disclaimer, because I know this could be like a touchy subject to a lot of people, mainly because it's dealt with genitals. I understand top surgery is, easier to talk about because it's only just boobs. Get rid of boobs, getting a manly chest like this. I'm sorry, that's the last time I'll show you, I'm sorry. So basically, I'm not here to give you an anatomy, to talk about that. There's lots of videos on YouTube who probably do that. That's not what I'm about, because it makes me uncomfortable just talking about it. So, and if you really want to know what metoidioplasty is, you can just give it a good old Google search. If you're nervous for somebody, if you're curious about it, and you haven't come out to your parents or anybody, and you're a teenager, and you don't want nobody to know, probably go into incognito and search it there, just in case, you'll be fine anyways. Nobody's going to look at your browser, it's fine. But major disclaimer, you know what I mean? Because now I'm obviously, just for my own comfort, I'm not going to be talking about anything like that. The main reason why I'm making this video is because I kind of want to go through this here with you, this booklet that I got. They gave me a metoidioplasty. Also, I have to go based on Google or YouTube's policies or whatever that I can't, obviously I can't talk about it. So, which is fine. Again, I'm not going to name any body part or talk about anything like that, because obviously that makes me uncomfortable. I'm just going to tell you the techniques that I'm going for, and that basically just letting you know that this is what's going down and this is what is going to happen. So I'm assuming it's going to be like the same process right now, she is my healthcare provider, is calling the doctor, or like getting like everything ready, like fund wise, and make sure that like all the like the costs and everything like that is all taken care of. And then we're gonna come up with a follow-up appointment where she's gonna give me a bunch of papers and stuff that I have to sign. Basically, same thing. I'm gonna have to watch back my videos from when I had top surgery, because honestly, I cannot remember half of the things. All I remember is that I'm definitely gonna have to have a phone call. Now, she did say that there is a guy near me. I'll say that. There's a guy near me that I can talk to in person about this, or I can have a phone call with somebody that's up away, which I might do, because honestly, face to face, I might get a little nervous, a little anxious. So I feel like in the comfort of my own home, talking to them would probably be a safer option for me. So, not safer, safer as in less anxious, less anxiety. I'm already anxious about this conversation, as you can tell. Basically, it just says description, surgical techniques, you know what I mean? Now, if you're planning on, doing this, you most likely have this booklet, obviously, because I'm pretty sure, unless it's just my healthcare, I doubt that. I'm pretty sure you will have the same booklet as me. If not the exact same, similar. But it has risk and complications. I feel like that's going to be the same for everybody. Pre-surgical considerations and post-operative care and considerations. I feel like that is the only thing that I probably would have to tell my mom, or at least show my mom. The most thing I want to do with you guys is I want to look through this. Now, I've already looked through this myself. I want to see which ones that I want to go for, and that's why I'm here with you guys today, is telling you which ones I'm going for, which one I want to go for, because obviously with metoidioplasty, and I don't know about phalloplasty, if that's what you call it, because there are two different surgeries. This is metoidioplasty, so anything about the other surgery I'm not well known for, so don't, you know what I mean? But there's lots of, videos out there that you can search for. So metoidioplasty is the one that I'm going for, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. So basically the description, it's just one stage gender affirming procedure that aims, basically the genitals, turning what I have as a female, pre-op female to post-op male. FTM, female to male. So, if you don't know what you got down there, then you're probably way too young to watch this video. So I will say that. And I will just call it female genitals, male genitals. That's basically all I'm just going to go for. I'm not going to talk about that too much because that just makes me uncomfortable. But I will say that I'm going from female genitals to male genitals. Now, I will say this. When it comes to, and I've always wanted this, ever since I wanted to transition, I told myself I want it to be as natural as possible. So, getting rid of my boobs, that's natural because they're not adding anything, you know what I mean? So when it comes down to there, it's a little more, you know what I mean? Because obviously I was not born with male genitals. So, when it comes to that, basically all I'm going to say is they're going to take what I have, which is, right now I have female genitals. I'll just say that. I know it's none of y'all business, but you know what? I'm kind of making it your business. I'm sorry if you're uncomfortable about that. But I already warned you in the beginning of the video that we're talking about that. Briefly, I'm briefly just scanning it because I don't want to get too much into it. But I'm just saying, right now I have female genitals, but I plan on getting male genitals in the future. Now, that is just, there's not a lot that I want to go for. When it comes to surgery, I want it to be as simple as possible. Simple as it can get for down there. Now, I will say this. I want it... I don't really care what it looks like. That's that. 2, the only thing that I want different is I want to be able to pee standing up. So that's all I'm going to say. So that's basically all that I want. So now I don't need to do this with y'all, but I kind of want to. So I'm doing it. Respectfully, I'm sorry. Basically, the description, I already stated, is basically where they just take down there and, turn it into that. Because that's the difference between phalloplasty, if that's even what you call it, and metoidioplasty. Is that phalloplasty, they take I believe they take like a skin graft of your arm or your leg and construct a whole, male genital. But for metoidioplasty, which is what I'm getting, is they take what you already have from post-op or from being on testosterone for like at least a year to 2 years. I've been on it for about a year and a year and 6 months, about there. So I'm pretty good on testosterone for this, and obviously this is only just getting into talk with it. Like, this is just me talking to my healthcare provider about this. So obviously this probably isn't going to be till like later in the year. Now, with that being said, I also don't know, because it took with like 6 months from getting top surgery. From when I first talked to my, because I remember, because I was exactly 6 months on testosterone when I talked to, my healthcare provider about top surgery. And then it took like about 6 months before I actually got it done. So I'm not, now this could be different, so obviously I'm not being like, oh, it's going to happen within 6 months. It could happen sooner, it could happen later. I'm not, now, because she asked me if I wanted it to be done as soon as possible, like how badly I wanted it done. I was like, I don't really care the time, because like my dysphoria was based on my chest more than down there. Now, and obviously because down there it isn't as, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like right now I can pass as a man without having to, you know what I mean, my genitals. Because the thing about boobs, they're out there. So, no matter how bad you want to pass, they're most likely not going to, you know what I mean? Because men don't really have boobs. If they're a little overweight, then maybe, it could pass, because men even have boobs when they're, overweight. But for women, they're just, no matter what shape, it doesn't feel right anyways. Let's get through basically the surgery that I'm going to get. I'm not going to talk about what is going down in the surgery. If you do want to know more about that, I'm going to give you the names of the type of surgeries there are, and do with that information what you will. First of all, because there are different surgical techniques, which is what we're going to get through right now. Now, with phalloplasty, that I don't know anything about that. So, again, this is just metoidioplasty, because that's what I'm getting. So, surgical techniques. Now, there are different techniques, and basically the reason why I'm making this video is because I just basically scanned through all of this. I didn't fully read through what I want, and I got a marker here because I want to circle what I'm going to get so that I know for when I have this call with the doctor, because I feel like he's going to ask me what surgical techniques would I like to get. Basically, we got the simple metoidioplasty. So this one I'm not going to get. So most likely because the simple metoidioplasty does not allow for basically for me to pee standing up. So I think this is the one that I want to get. Okay, so far, by the looks of it, there's only two surgical techniques. There's the simple metoidioplasty and the ring metoidioplasty. So far, by the looks of it, I'm most likely going for the ring metoidioplasty, because that's the one where it'll allow me to pee standing up. Now, with this, I'm not going to get into much, so I'm going to circle this. This is basically what I'm going to get. So basically, now I will say this: there are things in this here that I don't want to get, but it says here it will say it's optional. Right here it says can be added if desired. I might have to look that up because I'm not quite sure of these words. I'm not going to talk about the because I mean you don't really need to know about the risks and complications. I mean if you really want to know, dissatisfaction with aesthetic is obviously one of the big things that can happen with any surgery. When it comes to transitioning, even just taking testosterone. Basically, it just says, infections, necrosis. I know necrosis. Oh no. I know it from playing that game. The quarantine zone. There's, ew. See, this is why games are good to play. You know what I mean? Because, see, I did not know what necrosis was until then. Now, obviously, this is just risk or complications. This is not like... If you want to see me play that game, by the way, Quarantine Zone, I'm playing it over on my second channel. You can go check it out. Link down in the description. Obviously, I gotta do a plug in there a little bit. Of course, all sorts of infections could happen. Complications. Yeah, so basically, yeah. And now, looking at it, this is like, because see right here, it says for this to happen, it is like 2 to 3% chance, out of like 100%. And this here, between 1 to 24% of patients later, like with the dissatisfaction, between 1 and 24% of patients later desire a phalloplasty. I can see that why people would want to go to phalloplasty, whatever you call it, because, you can get a bigger... down there. Anyways, that's all about general surgical risk. I recently just went into surgery, right? Now, recently being like 6 months ago. The only thing that I found wrong with the first surgery is that afterwards, and I'm still traumatized by it, and that's the only thing that I'm, worried about. But I keep reminding myself, it's not going to last forever. You know what I mean? Just because the first experience I had when I was like, when I woke up from anesthesia and I was still on that and I was, out of it and all I wanted to do was sleep and I hated the way that I felt. And I mentioned it in a past vlog or past video that I didn't like how I felt when I woke up from anesthesia. And obviously I will probably feel like that again. It don't matter if I do feel like that because, like I keep telling myself, it's not going to last forever. I'm not going to forever be on anesthesia, so that feeling is only just temporary. So, post-operative care and conditions. So, pre-surgical considerations. Pre-operative use of testosterone to enlarge that area is all I'm going to say. 1 to 2 years. So I've been on it for 1 year and 6 months. By the time I actually have the surgery, I'd probably be close to around 2 years on testosterone. So that'll be fine. And then it says avoid smoking at least 6 weeks. Don't have to worry about that. Avoid alcohol at least 2 weeks. I have not drank in like a year. Longer. That's not a New Year joke either because we're still in January. No, it literally last January is probably the last one I drank. Not even. Probably way longer than that. I don't even know. I'm not doing implants or of anything. Anticipate of being off work for a minimum of 4 weeks. That I don't have to worry about because I don't have like a 9 to 5 job. This is all that I have. A lot of this here for the pre-surgical considerations. A lot of this here they don't gotta worry about. Full recovery may take up to 3 months. This is what I need to show my mom mostly. Because honestly, where I'm going to be in her care. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. So I'm going to circle what I want done for the rhigmatoidioplasty. Whatever that is. I think I know what that is. This is what I was originally going to do. My mind is all over the place. I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, that basically I would want. Skin from the yep and the yep to lengthen yep. That I would want. The yeah is extended to the yep to allow yes. That's what I would like. The yep. So yeah, I want this. Yeah. Because this is where they close it up. Close it up. I just want the one male genital. I don't want the 3 of them. I just want the one, the main, what I pee out of. I don't want anything else. Thank you. So pretty much everything of that is what I'm doing. Just not that last one. Got it. Beautiful. Post-operative care and considerations. Basically, I'll have to use a urinary catheter that will be placed in for like 3 weeks. Post-op. What is that? A catheter is a thin tube draining urine from the bladder through a small. Okay. Recommended to avoid every 2-3 hours to reduce pressure on the genitals. Because like they're saying recommended to avoid. So every 2 hours. Yeah. Avoid driving for 2 weeks. I don't drive. Avoid lifting or avoid heavy lifting. Okay. Avoid intense physical activity. Walking for 15 minutes 4 times per day is recommended. And avoid swimming for 6 weeks post-op. So, post-op. Goodness. The only time I really leave my room, whether it's in my chair or my bed, it's either to go get something to eat or to use the bathroom. So, dry. Oh my goodness. It's a word. I'm talking too much. These kind of videos always make me talk so much. Basically, what I was trying to get with that is that walking for 15 minutes per day, by the time it takes for me to get up or to walk from my room to like the kitchen, or you know what I mean. I was gonna say the bathroom, but if I'm gonna have a catheter on that time, you know, I'm not really gonna need to go to the bathroom. But now that's only for 3 weeks though. So even after that, just walking to the bathroom or walking to the, you know what I mean. I feel like it'll be the same as like lifting my arms up or just like showering or stuff. Like over time, it'll get easier and easier. You know what I mean? I don't know. A lot of it is basically I'm going to cut out because it's just stuff that I don't really even need to say. I'm just saying it because I'm excited, honestly. So that is going to be it for this little clip. The main thing that the main thing I just want to get with this video, get across with this video is that I'm starting to look into getting bottom surgery. So that's basically all I want to touch up with you guys. So yeah, that is going to be it for today's video. When I get more information, I will then let you know. But I'm just letting you guys know that that's the next step, and actually the final step. Wow, I can't believe. Now, obviously, it feels like when you're first starting transitioning, it feels like, oh my god, there's so many steps to, you know what I mean? But when you break it down into 3 steps, depending on what you're doing, it's actually not that much, you know what I mean? The fact that, like, 2 years ago, even a year and 6 months ago, like, I haven't even, you know, started testosterone, and now I'm already looking into getting bottom surgery. It just blows my mind that it's just already, like, basically done with. But that is going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope some of it informed you in information, you know what I mean? Whatever. But yeah, that is going to be it. If you guys like today's video, make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Make sure to check out my 2nd channel and my 3rd channel. Both linked down in the description. And yeah, mwah. Love you guys. Peace! Or bye. I don't even know what I do with my outro on this channel.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.